Long ago, deep in forested hills, there lived a boy named Amani. He was small for his age, but quick and clever, always finding his way through the woods. His closest companion was a tiger named Mau, with fur like the warm glow of dusk and eyes as sharp as the morning light. Amani and Mau were inseparable. Every morning, they would set off together on new adventures. Amani with his light steps darting between trees, and Mau moving silently alongside him, her great paws barely disturbing the earth. Though Amani had no fear when Mau was near, he had much to learn about the world beyond their forest. One day, a terrible storm swept through the valley, sending thunder crashing across the sky and turning the gentle river into a roaring torrent. The storm passed, but it left behind destruction. The bridge that connected Amani's village to the other side of the river had been torn away by the waters, and the villagers spoke in worried voices. The food they traded for was now unreachable, and the river was too dangerous to cross. "We'll fix it ourselves," Amani said to Mau. His heart raced with excitement. "We can help the village." Mau did not reply. She only gazed at the river, her eyes narrowing in thought. The next morning, Amani and Mau set out, determined to build a new bridge. They gathered wood from the fallen trees that the storm had scattered across the forest floor. Mau, in her great strength, carried the logs in her jaws, while Amani worked carefully, binding them together with vines. As the bridge began to take shape, Amani's heart lifted. He knew they were doing something good. But as they worked, dark clouds began to gather on the horizon once more. "We have to hurry," Amani said, glancing nervously at the sky. "If the storm comes again, everything we've done will be washed away." Mal growled softly, but did not rush. She continued her careful work, inspecting each piece of wood before placing it on the bridge. Amani grew impatient. "Why are you so slow? You need to finish before it's too late." Mal stopped, sat back on her haunches, her eyes calm. "If we build too quickly, the bridge will not be strong. Even if we finish before the storm, it will not last." Amani sighed and nodded. Together, they continued even as the winds began to stir. As they neared the end of their work, the storm struck again, more fiercely than before. The winds howled through the trees and rain fell in heavy sheets. The river below surged and lashed out against the unfinished bridge. "We can't stop now," Amani cried. "We're almost done." But just as he reached for another log, a fierce gust of wind knocked him off his feet. He tumbled towards the edge of the riverbank, the rushing water below threatening to swallow him whole. Before he could fall, Mal leaped forward, her claws digging into the earth as she caught Amani by the collar of his tunic. With one powerful pull, she dragged him back to safety, her growl running through the storm. Amani's heart pounded in his chest, but he managed a breathless laugh. "You saved me, Mal, again." Mal said nothing, only nudged him to his feet. Together they finished the bridge, even as the storm roared around them. The wood held firm under Mal's careful construction, and when the storm finally passed, the bridge stood strong, stretching across the river like a lifeline. Exhausted, Amani and Mau sat by the edge of the water, watching as the villagers came to see the new bridge they had built. The people cheered and marveled at the strength of the structure, unaware of the storm that had tested it. "You are amazing, Mau," Amani said, resting his hand on her soft fur. "Without you, the bridge would have collapsed. But you were patient and strong, and you saved me when I couldn't save myself. I don't know how to thank you." Mau looked at him with quiet eyes. "You were the one who kept going. Even when the storm seemed too great, you worked hard to help others, even when it wasn't easy." Amani frowned. "But you did everything. You're the one who was strong." Mau purred softly. "And you were the one who taught me mercy when we let the deer graze in the forest. You taught me love when we shared the tasks together. You, Amani, were my companion, my teacher, and my friend." Amani blinked, surprised. "I didn't know." Mau nuzzled him gently. "It is in the small, simple acts, Amani, that we show the greatest love. Truth, justice, and mercy. You have done all of these without even knowing it." Together, they sat in the quiet of the morning. The storm behind them, the bridge standing strong, and the knowledge that each had given the other more than they had realized.